Hello everyone, want to sound fluent in English? In this 2-hour video, I've packed in 4 powerful lessons to boost your English fast. You'll learn advanced phrases, useful idioms, smarter vocabulary choices, and high-level words that real native speakers use every day. Watch, repeat, and practice with me, all in one place. Let's upgrade your English fluency starting now. Without further ado. Without further ado. Meaning, without any more delay. Without any more delay. Without further ado, let's begin the presentation. Without further ado, let's begin the presentation. For all intents and purposes. For all intents and purposes. Meaning, in every practical sense. In every practical sense. For all intents and purposes, the project was a failure despite the high budget. For all intents and purposes, the project was a failure despite the high budget. In light of. In light of. Meaning, considering something. Considering something. In light of recent events, the policy has been revised. In light of recent events, the policy has been revised. At face value. At face value. Meaning, accepting something as it appears without deeper analysis. Accepting something as it appears without deeper analysis. Don't take his apology at face value. He might not be sincere. Don't take his apology at face value. He might not be sincere. A moot point. A moot point. Meaning, an irrelevant or debatable issue. An irrelevant or debatable issue. Whether he meant it or not is a moot point. The damage is done. Whether he meant it or not is a moot point. The damage is done. A means to an end. A means to an end. Meaning, a method used to achieve a goal, not a goal itself. A method used to achieve a goal, not a goal itself. For him, college was just a means to an end, a way to get a good job. For him, college was just a means to an end, a way to get a good job. No love lost. No love lost. Meaning, strong dislike between two people. Strong dislike between two people. There's no love lost between those two co-workers. They can't stand each other. There's no love lost between those two co-workers. They can't stand each other. Make ends meet. Make ends meet. Meaning, earn just enough to cover expenses. Earn just enough to cover expenses. With rising rent, it's hard to make ends meet these days. With rising rent, it's hard to make ends meet these days. With bated breath. With bated breath. Meaning, with anticipation. With anticipation. I waited with bated breath for the test results. I waited with bated breath for the test results. By the book. By the book. meaning following the rules exactly. Following the rules exactly. She does everything by the book. No shortcuts. She does everything by the book. No shortcuts. Through the grapevine. Through the grapevine. Meaning, hear gossip or rumours. Hear gossip or rumours. I heard through the grapevine that he's leaving the company. I heard through the grapevine that he's leaving the company. The tip of the iceberg. The tip of the iceberg. Meaning, a small part of a bigger issue. A small part of a bigger issue. The complaints are just the tip of the iceberg. The complaints are just the tip of the iceberg. Lack thereof. Lack thereof. Meaning, the absence of something previously mentioned. The absence of something previously mentioned. Success depends on teamwork or the lack thereof. Success depends on teamwork or the lack thereof. Go hand in hand. Go hand in hand. Meaning, be closely connected. Be closely connected. Mental health and physical health go hand in hand. Mental health and physical health go hand in hand. By the same token. By the same token. Meaning, for the same reason. For the same reason. She helped me, so by the same token, I helped her. She helped me, so by the same token, I helped her. In the grand scheme of things. In the grand scheme of things. Meaning, looking at the bigger picture. Looking at the bigger picture. Losing one match isn't important in the grand scheme of things. Losing one match isn't important in the grand scheme of things. For the sake of argument. For the sake of argument. Meaning, pretending something is true for discussion. Pretending something is true for discussion. For the sake of argument, let's say you're right. What then? For the sake of argument, let's say you're right. What then? Nothing short of. Nothing short of. Meaning, almost exactly like. Almost exactly like. His dedication is nothing short of inspiring. His dedication is nothing short of inspiring. It is worth noting. It is worth noting. Meaning, important to point out. Important to point out. It is worth noting that the study had a small sample size. It is worth noting that the study had a small sample size. More often than not. More often than not. Meaning, most of the time. Most of the time. More often than not, students struggle with this topic. More often than not, students struggle with this topic. Lend credence to. Lend credence to. Meaning, support as believable or true. Support as believable or true. The evidence should lend credence to his claim. The evidence should lend credence to his claim. Be that as it may. Be that as it may. Meaning, even if that's true, it doesn't change the point. Even if that's true, it doesn't change the point. I understand your concerns. Be that as it may, the decision is final. I understand your concerns. Be that as it may, the decision is final. As a rule of thumb. As a rule of thumb. Meaning, a general, practical rule. A general, practical rule. As a rule of thumb, meetings shouldn't last longer than an hour. As a rule of thumb, meetings shouldn't last longer than an hour. To add insult to injury. To add insult to injury. Meaning, to make a bad situation worse. To make a bad situation worse. They rejected my idea, and to add insult to injury, they took my suggestion anyway. They rejected my idea, and to add insult to injury, they took my suggestion anyway. Without a shadow of a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt. Meaning, with complete certainty. With complete certainty. He is guilty without a shadow of a doubt. He is guilty without a shadow of a doubt. The onus is on. The onus is on. Meaning, the responsibility falls on. The responsibility falls on. The onus is on policymakers to implement effective solutions. The onus is on policymakers to implement effective solutions. The whole shebang. The whole shebang. Meaning, everything. Everything. He bought the whole shebang. Car, stereo, and fancy seats. He bought the whole shebang. Car, stereo, and fancy seats. Like herding cats. Like herding cats. Meaning, trying to control a chaotic situation. Trying to control a chaotic situation. Getting kids ready for school is like herding cats. Getting kids ready for school is like herding cats. A wild goose chase. A wild goose chase. Meaning, a pointless search. A pointless search. Looking for my keys in the fridge was a wild goose chase. Looking for my keys in the fridge was a wild goose chase. A flash in the pan. A flash in the pan. Meaning, a brief success that fades. A brief success that fades. His music career was just a flash in the pan. His music career was just a flash in the pan. As happy as a pig in mud. As happy as a pig in mud. Meaning, extremely content. Extremely content. He's as happy as a pig in mud with his new car. He's as happy as a pig in mud with his new car. No spring chicken. No spring chicken. Meaning, not young anymore. Not young anymore. I'm no spring chicken, but I can still dance. I'm no spring chicken, but I can still dance. No skin off my nose. No skin off my nose. Meaning, it doesn't affect or bother me. It doesn't affect or bother me. If you want to quit, go ahead. It's no skin off my nose. If you want to quit, go ahead. it's no skin off my nose. Hold the fort. Hold the fort. Meaning, take charge while someone is away. Take charge while someone is away. I'm going to lunch. Can you hold the fort for an hour? I'm going to lunch. Can you hold the fort for an hour? A different kettle of fish. A different kettle of fish. Meaning, a completely different situation. A completely different situation. Playing football is one thing, but coaching, that's a different kettle of fish. Playing football is one thing, but coaching, that's a different kettle of fish. Far from it. Far from it. Meaning, completely untrue. Completely untrue. People think I love public speaking. Far from it. People think I love public speaking. Far from it. In two minds. In two minds. Meaning, unsure between two choices. Unsure between two choices. I'm in two minds about moving abroad. I'm in two minds about moving abroad. Not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea. Meaning, not something I enjoy. Not something I enjoy. Horror movies? Not my cup of tea. Horror movies? Not my cup of tea. Away with the fairies. Away with the fairies. Meaning, daydreaming or distracted. Daydreaming or distracted. Sorry, what did you say? I was away with the fairies. Sorry, what did you say? I was away with the fairies. Faffing around. Faffing around. Meaning, wasting time on unimportant things. Wasting time on unimportant things. Stop faffing around and help me pack. Stop faffing around and help me pack. A load of codswallop. A load of codswallop. Meaning, absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense. That story about aliens is a load of codswallop. That story about aliens is a load of codswallop. Don't hold your breath. Don't hold your breath. Meaning, don't expect something to happen soon. Don't expect something to happen soon. She said she'll clean her room soon, but don't hold your breath. She said she'll clean her room soon, but don't hold your breath. Come clean. Come clean. Meaning, admit the truth. Admit the truth. It's time to come clean about what really happened. It's time to come clean about what really happened. Keep your shirt on. Keep your shirt on. Meaning, stay calm. Stay calm. Keep your shirt on. We'll get there soon. Keep your shirt on. We'll get there soon. Full of beans. Full of beans. Meaning, very energetic. Very energetic. He's full of beans this morning. Must be the coffee. He's full of beans this morning. Must be the coffee. Put a sock in it. Put a sock in it. Meaning, be quiet. Be quiet. Put a sock in it. I'm trying to watch this movie. Put a sock in it. I'm trying to watch this movie. Go the whole hog. Go the whole hog. Meaning, do something completely. Do something completely. If you're redecorating, go the whole hog and get new furniture too. If you're redecorating, go the whole hog and get new furniture too. A red herring. A red herring. Meaning, a misleading clue. A misleading clue. The detective thought he had a lead, but it was a red herring. The detective thought he had a lead, but it was a red herring. Seen better days. Seen better days. Meaning, something or someone looks old or worn out. Something or someone looks old or worn out. This couch has seen better days. It's falling apart. This couch has seen better days. It's falling apart. Put a pin in it. Put a pin in it. Meaning, pause a conversation to return to later. Pause a conversation to return to later. Good point. Let's put a pin in it and discuss it next meeting. Good point. Let's put a pin in it and discuss it next meeting. It beats me. It beats me. Meaning, I have no idea. I have no idea. It beats me why he quit such a great job. It beats me why he quit such a great job. A one-trick pony. A one-trick pony. Meaning, someone good at only one thing. Someone good at only one thing. He's a one-trick pony, great at chess, but nothing else. He's a one-trick pony, great at chess, but nothing else. No two ways about it. No two ways about it. Meaning, there's only one possible conclusion. There's only one possible conclusion. You have to apologize. There's no two ways about it. You have to apologize. There's no two ways about it. I'll eat my hat. I'll eat my hat. Meaning, I'll be shocked if this happens. I'll be shocked if this happens. If he actually shows up on time, I'll eat my hat. If he actually shows up on time, I'll eat my hat. Like nailing jelly to a wall. Like nailing jelly to a wall. Meaning, impossible to do. Impossible to do. Trying to explain TikTok to my grandmother is like nailing jelly to a wall. Trying to explain TikTok to my grandmother is like nailing jelly to a wall. Haven't got the foggiest. Haven't got the foggiest. Meaning, no idea at all. No idea at all. What does this contract mean? I haven't got the foggiest. What does this contract mean? I haven't got the foggiest. Like a fish out of water. Like a fish out of water. Meaning, feeling completely out of place. Feeling completely out of place. At that fancy party, I felt like a fish out of water. At that fancy party, I felt like a fish out of water. All fingers and thumbs. All fingers and thumbs. Meaning, clumsy, clumsy. I dropped my phone again. I'm all fingers and thumbs today. I dropped my phone again. I'm all fingers and thumbs today. The bee's knees. The bee's knees. Meaning, it's excellent. It's excellent. This burger is the bee's knees. This burger is the bee's knees. Chuffed to bits. Chuffed to bits. Meaning, extremely happy. Extremely happy. I got the job. I'm chuffed to bits. I got the job. I'm chuffed to bits. Let's skedaddle. Let's skedaddle. Meaning, let's leave quickly. Let's leave quickly. This place is boring. Let's skedaddle. This place is boring. Let's skedaddle. Cool as a cucumber. Cool as a cucumber. Meaning, very calm. Very calm. Even during the test, she was cool as a cucumber. Even during the test, she was cool as a cucumber. Like chalk and cheese. Like chalk and cheese. Meaning, two people who are completely different. Two people who are completely different. They're best friends, but they're like chalk and cheese. They're best friends, but they're like chalk and cheese. A bear with a sore head. A bear with a sore head. Meaning, someone in a very bad mood. Someone in a very bad mood. Stay away from him this morning. He's like a bear with a sore head. Stay away from him this morning. He's like a bear with a sore head. Hit the ground running. Hit the ground running. Meaning, start something with energy and enthusiasm. Start something with energy and enthusiasm. We need to hit the ground running on this project. We need to hit the ground running on this project. Like watching paint dry. Like watching paint dry. Meaning, extremely boring. Extremely boring. That lecture was like watching paint dry. That lecture was like watching paint dry. As good as gold. As good as gold. Meaning, very well behaved. Very well behaved. The kids were as good as gold while you were out. The kids were as good as gold while you were out. Turn of phrase. Turn of phrase. Meaning, a way of expressing something. A way of expressing something. She has a clever turn of phrase when she writes. She has a clever turn of phrase when she writes. Go for broke. Go for broke. Meaning, risk everything for a big reward. Risk everything for a big reward. He decided to go for broke and bet all his money on the race. He decided to go for broke and bet all his money on the race. That ship has sailed. That ship has sailed. Meaning, it's too late now. It's too late now. I thought about applying, but that ship has sailed now. I thought about applying, but that ship has sailed now. Call a spade a spade. Call a spade a spade. Meaning, be brutally honest. Be brutally honest. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I call a spade a spade. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I call a spade a spade. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. Meaning, I won't allow that to happen. I won't allow that to happen. They want to change the rules. Not on my watch. They want to change the rules. Not on my watch. No-brainer. No-brainer. Meaning, a very easy decision. A very easy decision. Choosing between free pizza or nothing, that's a no-brainer. Choosing between free pizza or nothing, that's a no-brainer. Pull the plug. Pull the plug. Meaning, stop something from continuing. Stop something from continuing. If the project keeps losing money, they might pull the plug on it. If the project keeps losing money, they might pull the plug on it. A broken record. A broken record. Meaning, someone who keeps repeating the same thing. Someone who keeps repeating the same thing. He complains about his job like a broken record. He complains about his job like a broken record. Have a bone to pick. Have a bone to pick. Meaning, have a complaint to discuss. Have a complaint to discuss. I have a bone to pick with you about last night. I have a bone to pick with you about last night. Let bygones be bygones. Let bygones be bygones. Meaning, forget past arguments. Forget past arguments. Let's let bygones be bygones and move on. Let's let bygones be bygones and move on. Keep a lid on it. Keep a lid on it. Meaning, keep something secret or controlled. Keep something secret or controlled. We're planning a surprise party for Jake, so keep a lid on it. We're planning a surprise party for Jake, so keep a lid on it. Be on the ball. Be on the ball. Meaning, be alert and ready. Be alert and ready. You need to be on the ball in this job. It's fast-paced. You need to be on the ball in this job. It's fast-paced. The book stops here. The book stops here. Meaning, the responsibility is mine. The responsibility is mine. I'm the boss, so the book stops here. I'm the boss, so the book stops here. Play hard to get. Play hard to get. Meaning, act uninterested to seem more desirable. Act uninterested to seem more desirable. He likes her, but he decides to play hard to get. He likes her, but he decides to play hard to get. Go like the clappers. Go like the clappers. Meaning, move extremely fast. Move extremely fast. We need to go like the clappers if we want to catch that train. We need to go like the clappers if we want to catch that train. Run of the mill. Run of the mill. Meaning, ordinary, not special. Ordinary, not special. The restaurant was fine, but the food was run of the mill. The restaurant was fine, but the food was run of the mill. Horses for courses. Horses for courses. Meaning, different things suit different people. Different things suit different people. He likes city life. I like the countryside. Horses for courses. He likes city life. I like the countryside. Horses for courses. All mouth and no trousers. All mouth and no trousers. Meaning, talks big but does nothing. Talks big but does nothing. He brags about his skills but never delivers. All mouth and no trousers. He brags about his skills but never delivers. All mouth and no trousers. Like a duck to water. Like a duck to water. Meaning, learn something very quickly. Learn something very quickly. She took to programming like a duck to water. She took to programming like a duck to water. A stone's throw away. A stone's throw away. Meaning, very close. Very close. The shop is just a stone's throw away from my house. The shop is just a stone's throw away from my house. Fish for compliments. Fish for compliments. Meaning, try to get compliments indirectly. Try to get compliments indirectly. Stop trying to fish for compliments and take the praise. Stop trying to fish for compliments and take the praise. Hit the ground running. Hit the ground running. Meaning, start something quickly and successfully. Start something quickly and successfully. She hit the ground running on her first day. She hit the ground running on her first day. Blow off steam. Blow off steam. Meaning, release stress or anger. Release stress or anger. He goes for a run to blow off steam. He goes for a run to blow off steam. Let the cat out of the bag. Let the cat out of the bag. Meaning, reveal a secret unintentionally. Reveal a secret unintentionally. She let the cat out of the bag about the surprise party. She let the cat out of the bag about the surprise party. Once in a blue moon. Once in a blue moon. Meaning, very rarely. Very rarely. He visits his hometown once in a blue moon. He visits his hometown once in a blue moon. Spill the beans. Spill the beans. Meaning, reveal a secret. Reveal a secret. Come on, spill the beans. What did he say? Come on, spill the beans. What did he say? Under the weather. Under the weather. Meaning, feeling ill or unwell. Feeling ill or unwell. I'm staying home today. I'm feeling a bit under the weather. I'm staying home today. I'm feeling a bit under the weather. Back to the drawing board. Back to the drawing board. Meaning, start again from the beginning. Start again from the beginning. The plan didn't work, so it's back to the drawing board. The plan didn't work, so it's back to the drawing board. The ball is in your court. The ball is in your court. Meaning, it's your decision or responsibility now. It's your decision or responsibility now. I've done my part. Now the ball is in your court. I've done my part. Now the ball is in your court. The best of both worlds. The best of both worlds. Meaning, a situation where you enjoy two different advantages. A situation where you enjoy two different advantages. Working from home gives me the best of both worlds. Working from home gives me the best of both worlds. Cut corners. Cut corners. Meaning, do something in a cheap or easy way. Do something in a cheap or easy way. They cut corners and the project ended up failing. They cut corners and the project ended up failing. Let sleeping dogs lie. Let sleeping dogs lie. Meaning, don't bring up old problems. Don't bring up old problems. Just let sleeping dogs lie and don't mention it again. Just let sleeping dogs lie and don't mention it again. A blessing in disguise. A blessing in disguise. Meaning, something that seems bad but has a good result. Something that seems bad but has a good result. Losing that job was a blessing in disguise. Losing that job was a blessing in disguise. On the ball. On the ball. Meaning, alert and quick to respond. Alert and quick to respond. She's really on the ball at work. She's really on the ball at work. Go the extra mile. Go the extra mile. Meaning, do more than what is expected. Do more than what is expected. I always try to go the extra mile to make my customers happy. I always try to go the extra mile to make my customers happy. Throw in the towel. Throw in the towel. Meaning, give up. Give up. I'm not ready to throw in the towel just yet. I'm not ready to throw in the towel just yet. In the same boat. In the same boat. Meaning, in the same situation. In the same situation. We're all in the same boat when it comes to inflation. We're all in the same boat when it comes to inflation. Up in the air. Up in the air. Meaning, uncertain. Uncertain. Our travel plans are still up in the air. Our travel plans are still up in the air. Think outside the box. Think outside the box. Meaning, be creative. Be creative. We need to think outside the box to solve this problem. We need to think outside the box to solve this problem. Cut to the chase. Cut to the chase. Meaning, get to the point. Get to the point. Let's cut to the chase. What's the real issue? Let's cut to the chase. What's the real issue? Face the music. Face the music. Meaning, accept the consequences. Accept the consequences. It's time to face the music and own up to what you did. It's time to face the music and own up to what you did. In the nick of time. In the nick of time. Meaning, just in time. Just in time. I caught the train in the nick of time. I caught the train in the nick of time. Go with the flow. Go with the flow. Meaning, accept things as they come. Accept things as they come. I try to go with the flow when plans change. I try to go with the flow when plans change. Pull yourself together. Pull yourself together. Meaning, calm down. Calm down. You need to pull yourself together and focus. You need to pull yourself together and focus. Read between the lines. Read between the lines. Meaning, understand the hidden meaning. Understand the hidden meaning. Read between the lines. He's not happy. Read between the lines. He's not happy. Know the ropes. Know the ropes. Meaning, understand how something works. Understand how something works. You can't lead the project until you know the ropes around here. You can't lead the project until you know the ropes around here. Draw the line. Draw the line. Meaning, set a limit. Set a limit. I draw the line at lying to customers. I draw the line at lying to customers. Drop the ball. Drop the ball. Meaning, make a mistake. Make a mistake. We can't afford to drop the ball on this project. We can't afford to drop the ball on this project. Hold your horses. Hold your horses. Meaning, wait and be patient. Wait and be patient. Hold your horses. We haven't finished yet. Hold your horses. We haven't finished yet. Leave no stone unturned. Leave no stone unturned. Meaning, search thoroughly. Search thoroughly. We'll leave no stone unturned to find the answer. We'll leave no stone unturned to find the answer. Miss the boat. Miss the boat. Meaning, miss an opportunity. Miss an opportunity. You'll miss the boat if you don't apply now. You'll miss the boat if you don't apply now. Play it by ear. Play it by ear. Meaning, decide as you go. Decide as you go. Let's play it by ear and see how we feel. Let's play it by ear and see how we feel. Rock the boat. Rock the boat. Meaning, cause problems or change. Cause problems or change. I didn't want to rock the boat, so I stayed quiet. I didn't want to rock the boat, so I stayed quiet. See eye to eye. See eye to eye. Meaning, agree, agree. We don't see eye to eye on politics. We don't see eye to eye on politics. Sleep on it. Sleep on it. Meaning, take time to decide. Take time to decide. I'll sleep on it and let you know tomorrow. I'll sleep on it and let you know tomorrow. Split hairs. Split hairs. Meaning, argue over small details. Argue over small details. I don't want to split hairs, but there's a small difference between the two options. I don't want to split hairs, but there's a small difference between the two options. Turn a blind eye. Turn a blind eye. Meaning, pretend not to notice. Pretend not to notice. Managers often turn a blind eye to minor rule violations. Managers often turn a blind eye to minor rule violations. Weather the storm. Weather the storm. Meaning, survive a difficult time. Survive a difficult time. We'll weather the storm together. We'll weather the storm together. Dig your heels in. Dig your heels in. Meaning, refuse to change your position. Refuse to change your position. If you dig your heels in, we'll never reach an agreement. If you dig your heels in, we'll never reach an agreement. Cut ties. Cut ties. Meaning, end a relationship. End a relationship. He decided to cut ties with the company. He decided to cut ties with the company. Eat your words. Eat your words. Meaning, admit you were wrong. Admit you were wrong. He had to eat his words after the mistake. He had to eat his words after the mistake. Face the facts. Face the facts. Meaning, accept reality. Accept reality. We need to face the facts. We're out of time. We need to face the facts. We're out of time. Keep a straight face. Keep a straight face. Meaning, not laugh. Not laugh. It was hard to keep a straight face during the joke. It was hard to keep a straight face during the joke. Let your hair down. Let your hair down. Meaning, relax and enjoy yourself. Relax and enjoy yourself. It's the weekend. Time to let your hair down. It's the weekend. Time to let your hair down. Make a mountain out of a molehill. Make a mountain out of a molehill. Meaning, overreact. Overreact. Don't make a mountain out of a molehill. It's a tiny issue. Don't make a mountain out of a molehill. It's a tiny issue. Turn the tables. Turn the tables. Meaning, reverse a situation. Reverse a situation. If we stay focused, we can turn the tables and win this match. If we stay focused, we can turn the tables and win this match. Fly off the handle. Fly off the handle. Meaning, lose your temper suddenly. Lose your temper suddenly. I try not to fly off the handle, even when I'm really frustrated. I try not to fly off the handle, even when I'm really frustrated. Pull the plug. Pull the plug. Meaning, stop or end something. Stop or end something. If the project doesn't show results soon, they might pull the plug on it. If the project doesn't show results soon, they might pull the plug on it. Play second fiddle. Play second fiddle. Meaning, to be less important than someone else. To be less important than someone else. I refuse to play second fiddle to someone with less experience than me. I refuse to play second fiddle to someone with less experience than me. Open a can of worms. Open a can of worms. Meaning, start something that causes trouble. Start something that causes trouble. Asking about that will open a can of worms. Asking about that will open a can of worms. Show your true colours. Show your true colours. Meaning, reveal your real character. Reveal your real character. Don't pretend to be nice. Just show your true colours from the start. Don't pretend to be nice. Just show your true colours from the start. Burst your bubble. Burst your bubble. Meaning, disappoint someone by proving something untrue. Disappoint someone by proving something untrue. I hate to burst your bubble, but that's not how it works. I hate to burst your bubble, but that's not how it works. Wipe the slate clean. Wipe the slate clean. Meaning, forgive and start over. Forgive and start over. Let's wipe the slate clean and move forward. Let's wipe the slate clean and move forward. Happy. Ecstatic. She was ecstatic when she got the job offer. She was ecstatic when she got the job offer. Sad. Heartbroken. He looked heartbroken after hearing the bad news. He looked heartbroken after hearing the bad news. Angry. Furious. She was furious when they lost her luggage. She was furious when they lost her luggage. Scared. Terrified. I was terrified during the thunderstorm. I was terrified during the thunderstorm. Tired. Exhausted. We were exhausted after the 12-hour hike. We were exhausted after the 12-hour hike. Bored. Uninterested. He seemed completely uninterested in the conversation. He seemed completely uninterested in the conversation. Surprised. Stunned. I was stunned by how good the movie was. I was stunned by how good the movie was. Calm. Serene. The lake looked serene at sunrise. The lake looked serene at sunrise. Nervous. Anxious. She felt anxious before the big meeting. She felt anxious before the big meeting. Excited. Thrilled. They were thrilled to see their favourite band live. They were thrilled to see their favourite band live. Smart. Brilliant. She came up with a brilliant solution. She came up with a brilliant solution. Dumb. Brainless. That was a brainless decision. That was a brainless decision. Quick. Swift. She gave a swift response to the question. She gave a swift response to the question. Slow. Sluggish. His progress was sluggish after the break. His progress was sluggish after the break. Talented. Gifted. The child is gifted in both art and music. The child is gifted in both art and music. Hard working. Diligent. She's a diligent student who always meets deadlines. She's a diligent student who always meets deadlines. Lazy. Idle. She remained idle while others were working. She remained idle while others were working. Clever. Ingenious. That was an ingenious way to fix the problem. That was an ingenious way to fix the problem. Confused. Perplexed. I was perplexed by the complex instructions. I was perplexed by the complex instructions. Focused. Attentive. He remained attentive throughout the lecture. He remained attentive throughout the lecture. Beautiful. Stunning. She looked stunning in that red dress. She looked stunning in that red dress. Ugly. Unattractive. The design is outdated and unattractive. The design is outdated and unattractive. Pretty. Attractive. She looked attractive in that dress. She looked attractive in that dress. Cute. Adorable. Look at that adorable puppy. Look at that adorable puppy. Fat. Overweight. The doctor said he was slightly overweight. The doctor said he was slightly overweight. Skinny. Slim. She has a slim figure. She has a slim figure. Tall. Towering. He's a towering presence on the basketball court. He's a towering presence on the basketball court. Short. Petite. She's quite petite but very strong. She's quite petite but very strong. Neat, polished. His appearance was polished and professional. His appearance was polished and professional. Messy, dishevelled. He looked dishevelled after the long flight. He looked dishevelled after the long flight. Nice, charming. He's a charming host who makes everyone feel welcome. He's a charming host who makes everyone feel welcome. Mean, cruel. She made a cruel comment about his appearance. She made a cruel comment about his appearance. Funny, hilarious. That stand-up show was hilarious. That stand-up show was hilarious. Serious, stern. His expression was stern during the interview. His expression was stern during the interview. Kind, compassionate. She's a compassionate nurse who really cares. She's a compassionate nurse who really cares. Rude, impolite. It was impolite to interrupt her mid-sentence. It was impolite to interrupt her mid-sentence. Friendly, approachable. She's very approachable and easy to talk to. She's very approachable and easy to talk to. Shy, timid. The dog was timid around new people. The dog was timid around new people. Helpful, supportive. He was incredibly supportive during my recovery. He was incredibly supportive during my recovery. Loud, boisterous. The boisterous crowd cheered all night. The boisterous crowd cheered all night. Big, massive. They live in a massive house near the hills. They live in a massive house near the hills. Small, tiny. She found a tiny frog in the garden. She found a tiny frog in the garden. Long, lengthy. They had a lengthy discussion about politics. They had a lengthy discussion about politics. Huge, enormous. The elephant's ears were absolutely enormous. The elephant's ears were absolutely enormous. Wide, broad. The road was broad enough for 2 trucks. The road was broad enough for 2 trucks. Narrow, tight. The tight hallway made it hard to carry the furniture through. The tight hallway made it hard to carry the furniture through. Thick, dense. The fog was dense and hard to see through. The fog was dense and hard to see through. Flat, level. Make sure the table is on a level surface. Make sure the table is on a level surface. Heavy, weighty. He struggled to lift the weighty box onto the shelf. He struggled to lift the weighty box onto the shelf. Light, lightweight. This suitcase is surprisingly lightweight. This suitcase is surprisingly lightweight. Early, prompt. He's always prompt for his meetings. He's always prompt for his meetings. Late, delayed. The train was delayed due to weather. The train was delayed due to weather. Fast, rapid. She made rapid progress. She made rapid progress. Temporary, short-lived. Their excitement was short-lived when the rain started. Their excitement was short-lived when the rain started. Old, ancient. They visited an ancient castle. They visited an ancient castle. Young, youthful. She has a very youthful energy. She has a very youthful energy. Recent, current. That's the current version of the software. That's the current version of the software. New, fresh. They brought in fresh ideas. They brought in fresh ideas. Modern, contemporary. The museum has a contemporary design. The museum has a contemporary design. Busy, hectic. It's been a hectic day. It's been a hectic day. Good, excellent. She did an excellent job. She did an excellent job. Bad, terrible. The service was terrible. The service was terrible. Clean, spotless. The kitchen was spotless. The kitchen was spotless. Dirty, filthy. The floor was absolutely filthy. The floor was absolutely filthy. Strong, powerful. He gave a powerful performance. He gave a powerful performance. Weak, frail. She felt frail after the illness. She felt frail after the illness. Easy, effortless. His singing seemed effortless. His singing seemed effortless. Hard, challenging. It was a challenging puzzle. It was a challenging puzzle. Cheap, inexpensive. These shoes were inexpensive but durable. These shoes were inexpensive but durable. Expensive, pricey. That restaurant is quite pricey. That restaurant is quite pricey. Tasty, delicious. The cake was absolutely delicious. The cake was absolutely delicious. Gross, revolting. That smell was revolting. That smell was revolting. Sweet, sugary. These drinks are too sugary. These drinks are too sugary. Sour, tangy. I love the tangy flavour of lime. I love the tangy flavour of lime. Spicy, fiery. He loves fiery curries. He loves fiery curries. Salty, briny. The soup had a briny aftertaste. The soup had a briny aftertaste. Soft, cushiony. The mattress is super cushiony. The mattress is super cushiony. Rough, gritty. The sandpaper felt gritty. The sandpaper felt gritty. Cold, chilly. It's a bit chilly this morning. It's a bit chilly this morning. Hot, scorching. The sun was scorching by midday. The sun was scorching by midday. Common, widespread. That belief is widespread in this area. That belief is widespread in this area. Rare, uncommon. It's an uncommon species of butterfly. It's an uncommon species of butterfly. Easygoing, laid back. He's a laid back kind of guy. He's a laid back kind of guy. Strict, rigid. The rules were rigid and outdated. The rules were rigid and outdated. Basic, fundamental. You need a fundamental understanding of grammar. You need a fundamental understanding of grammar. Advanced, sophisticated. They use a sophisticated system of tracking. They use a sophisticated system of tracking. Useful, practical. That tip was very practical. That tip was very practical. Useless, pointless. Fighting about it is pointless now. Fighting about it is pointless now. Real, authentic. This is an authentic Italian recipe. This is an authentic Italian recipe. Fake, counterfeit. They found a counterfeit passport. They found a counterfeit passport. Normal, typical. It was a typical Monday, slow and uneventful. It was a typical Monday, slow and uneventful. Weird, unusual. That was an unusual reaction to good news. That was an unusual reaction to good news. Important, crucial. It's crucial that you submit the form today. It's crucial that you submit the form today. Dangerous, hazardous. Those chemicals can be hazardous to your health. Those chemicals can be hazardous to your health. Safe, secure. This building feels very secure at night. This building feels very secure at night. Smelly, pungent. The cheese had a pungent aroma. The cheese had a pungent aroma. Clear, transparent. She gave a transparent explanation of the policy. She gave a transparent explanation of the policy. Awkward, uncomfortable. The silence became increasingly uncomfortable. The silence became increasingly uncomfortable. Annoying, irritating. That buzzing sound is so irritating. That buzzing sound is so irritating. Broken, damaged. The package arrived slightly damaged. The package arrived slightly damaged. Fret, fret. Meaning, to worry or be anxious about something. To worry or be anxious about something. He sat alone, trying not to fret about all the things he had to worry about. He sat alone, trying not to fret about all the things he had to worry about. Mesh, mesh. Meaning, to fit or work together harmoniously. To fit or work together harmoniously. He tried to mesh his ideas with the team's vision. He tried to mesh his ideas with the team's vision. Loom, loom. Meaning, to appear as a vague or threatening form, often on the horizon. To appear as a vague or threatening form, often on the horizon. Dark clouds began to loom on the horizon, signalling a storm. Dark clouds began to loom on the horizon, signalling a storm. Jolt, jolt. Meaning, to shake or push suddenly. To shake or push suddenly. The car accident caused a jolt that left her shaken. The car accident caused a jolt that left her shaken. Bask, bask. Meaning, to enjoy warmth or favourable conditions, often in a relaxed way. To enjoy warmth or favourable conditions, often in a relaxed way. He loved to bask in the warm sunlight on lazy afternoons. He loved to bask in the warm sunlight on lazy afternoons. Moot, moot. Meaning, open to discussion or debate, typically hypothetical or academic. Open to discussion or debate, typically hypothetical or academic. The point was moot after the new information was presented. The point was moot after the new information was presented. Perk, perk. Meaning, an additional benefit or advantage beyond salary. An additional benefit or advantage beyond salary. One perk of working here is the flexible schedule. One perk of working here is the flexible schedule. Veil, veil. Meaning, to cover or obscure something, often figuratively or literally. To cover or obscure something, often figuratively or literally. The truth was hidden behind a veil of secrecy. The truth was hidden behind a veil of secrecy. Fuse, fuse. meaning to join or blend together, often by melting or combining. To join or blend together, often by melting or combining. They worked to fuse traditional techniques with modern designs. They worked to fuse traditional techniques with modern designs. Warp, warp, meaning to twist or distort something from its original form. To twist or distort something from its original form. The heat caused the wood to warp. The heat caused the wood to warp. Quirk, quirk, meaning a peculiar or eccentric trait or habit. A peculiar or eccentric trait or habit. Her habit of organising books by colour was just one charming quirk of hers. Her habit of organising books by colour was just one charming quirk of hers. Bluff, bluff, meaning to mislead or deceive someone by pretending to be more confident or capable than one really is. To mislead or deceive someone by pretending to be more confident or capable than one really is. She tried to bluff her way through the interview. She tried to bluff her way through the interview. Smirk, smirk, meaning a smug or self-satisfied smile. A smug or self-satisfied smile. He gave a smug smirk after solving the puzzle. He gave a smug smirk after solving the puzzle. Lapse, lapse, meaning a temporary failure or mistake or a pause in progress. A temporary failure or mistake or a pause in progress. There was a brief lapse in concentration during the exam. There was a brief lapse in concentration during the exam. Grime, grime, meaning dirt or filth that is difficult to remove. Dirt or filth that is difficult to remove. The windows were covered in grime from years of neglect. The windows were covered in grime from years of neglect. Quota, quota, meaning a fixed or limited amount or number. A fixed or limited amount or number. They reached the sales quota for the month. They reached the sales quota for the month. Grasp, grasp, meaning to seize or understand firmly. To seize or understand firmly. He managed to grasp the concept easily. He managed to grasp the concept easily. Cleft, cleft, meaning a split or crack, often in rock or a surface. A split or crack, often in rock or a surface. The rock had a deep cleft running through it. The rock had a deep cleft running through it. Whirl, whirl, meaning to spin or rotate rapidly. To spin or rotate rapidly. The dancer began to whirl gracefully across the stage. The dancer began to whirl gracefully across the stage. Mirth, mirth, meaning happiness or amusement, often with laughter. Happiness or amusement, often with laughter. Her face lit up with mirth at the joke. Her face lit up with mirth at the joke. Docile, docile, meaning easily managed, trained or controlled, submissive and willing to accept instruction. Easily managed, trained or controlled, submissive and willing to accept instruction. The dog's docile nature made it a perfect companion for families with young children. The dog's docile nature made it a perfect companion for families with young children. Falter, falter, meaning to hesitate or become unsteady. To hesitate or become unsteady. She did not falter in her decision to pursue her dreams. She did not falter in her decision to pursue her dreams. Curate, curate, meaning to select, organize, and oversee the items in a collection or exhibition. To select, organize, and oversee the items in a collection or exhibition. She loves to curate art exhibitions that showcase emerging talent. She loves to curate art exhibitions that showcase emerging talent. Errant, errant, meaning wandering or deviating from the correct path. Wandering or deviating from the correct path. The knight embarked on an errant journey to find his destiny. The knight embarked on an errant journey to find his destiny. Prance, prance, meaning to move about in a lively or exuberant manner. To move about in a lively or exuberant manner. The children began to prance around the garden, excited for the picnic. The children began to prance around the garden, excited for the picnic. Quaint, quaint, meaning attractively unusual or old-fashioned. Attractively unusual or old-fashioned. The village had a quaint charm with its cobblestone streets. The village had a quaint charm with its cobblestone streets. Gambit, gambit, meaning a calculated move or strategy intended to gain an advantage. A calculated move or strategy intended to gain an advantage. Her question was a clever gambit to steer the conversation. Her question was a clever gambit to steer the conversation. Huddle, huddle, meaning to gather closely together, often for warmth or secrecy. To gather closely together, often for warmth or secrecy. The team decided to huddle together to discuss their strategy before the game. The team decided to huddle together to discuss their strategy before the game. Curdle, curdle, meaning to thicken or congeal, often referring to milk or emotions. To thicken or congeal, often referring to milk or emotions. The milk began to curdle after being left out too long. The milk began to curdle after being left out too long. Jovial, Jovial, meaning cheerful and full of good humour. Cheerful and full of good humour. He was a jovial companion at the party. He was a jovial companion at the party. Staunch, staunch, meaning firm and steadfast, especially in loyalty or dedication. Firm and steadfast, especially in loyalty or dedication. She was a staunch supporter of human rights. She was a staunch supporter of human rights. Languid, languid, meaning lacking energy or vitality, slow and relaxed. Lacking energy or vitality, slow and relaxed. The afternoon was spent in a languid state, enjoying the sun. The afternoon was spent in a languid state, enjoying the sun. Tangent, tangent, meaning a straight line touching a curve at one point, or a sudden digression from a topic. A straight line touching a curve at one point, or a sudden digression from a topic. The conversation veered off into a tangent about history. The conversation veered off into a tangent about history. Recluse, recluse, meaning a person who lives in solitude, away from society. A person who lives in solitude, away from society. He chose to live as a recluse in the mountains. He chose to live as a recluse in the mountains. Pioneer, pioneer, meaning someone who is among the first to explore or innovate. Someone who is among the first to explore or innovate. She was a pioneer in the field of environmental science. She was a pioneer in the field of environmental science. Glimmer, glimmer, meaning a faint, wavering light. A faint, wavering light. The candle gave off a faint glimmer. The candle gave off a faint glimmer. Eminent, eminent, meaning highly respected or distinguished. Highly respected or distinguished. She is an eminent scholar in her field. She is an eminent scholar in her field. Revival, revival, meaning the act of bringing back to life or existence. The act of bringing back to life or existence. The team's revival in the second half led to a win. The team's revival in the second half led to a win. Elusive, elusive, meaning difficult to catch, find, or achieve. Difficult to catch, find, or achieve. The solution to the problem remained elusive. The solution to the problem remained elusive. Cadence, cadence, meaning a rhythmic flow of sounds or movement. A rhythmic flow of sounds or movement. The poem had a soothing cadence. The poem had a soothing cadence. Brackish, brackish, meaning slightly salty, often referring to water. Slightly salty, often referring to water. The river water was brackish due to the nearby sea. The river water was brackish due to the nearby sea. Flourish, flourish, meaning to grow or develop in a healthy or vigorous way. To grow or develop in a healthy or vigorous way. The garden began to flourish with the spring rains. The garden began to flourish with the spring rains. Accolade, accolade, meaning an award, honour, or expression of praise given in recognition of achievement. An award, honour, or expression of praise given in recognition of achievement. She received the highest accolade in the industry for her groundbreaking research. She received the highest accolade in the industry for her groundbreaking research. Diminish, diminish, meaning to reduce in size or importance. To reduce in size or importance. The light began to diminish as evening approached. The light began to diminish as evening approached. Choleric, choleric, meaning easily angered or quick-tempered. Easily angered or quick-tempered. His choleric attitude led to frequent workplace conflicts. His choleric attitude led to frequent workplace conflicts. Vigilant, vigilant, meaning being watchful and alert to potential danger. Being watchful and alert to potential danger. The security guard remained vigilant throughout the night. The security guard remained vigilant throughout the night. Subtlety, subtlety, meaning delicacy or understated quality. Delicacy or understated quality. The artist's use of subtlety in the painting added depth. The artist's use of subtlety in the painting added depth. Coherent, coherent, meaning logical and consistent. Logical and consistent. Her explanation was clear and coherent. Her explanation was clear and coherent. Seraphic, seraphic, meaning angelic or divine in nature, often associated with purity and beauty. Angelic or divine in nature, often associated with purity and beauty. The child's laughter had a seraphic quality. The child's laughter had a seraphic quality. Luminous, luminous, meaning emitting light or glowing. Emitting light or glowing. The moon was luminous in the night sky. The moon was luminous in the night sky. Animosity, animosity, meaning strong hostility or hatred towards someone or something. Strong hostility or hatred towards someone or something. Decades of animosity fueled the rivalry between the two families. Decades of animosity fueled the rivalry between the two families. Prominent, prominent, meaning standing out, noticeable, or well known. Standing out, noticeable, or well known. The artist became prominent in the art world after the exhibition. The artist became prominent in the art world after the exhibition. Strenuous, strenuous, meaning requiring great effort or energy, requiring great effort or energy. The hike was strenuous but rewarding. The hike was strenuous but rewarding. Tolerable, tolerable, meaning bearable or endurable, bearable or endurable. The noise was tolerable until late at night. The noise was tolerable until late at night. Pithiness, pithiness, meaning the ability to express a great deal in a few words. The ability to express a great deal in a few words. The pithiness of her poetry left readers contemplating every line. The pithiness of her poetry left readers contemplating every line. Expansive, expansive, meaning wide-ranging or broad, wide-ranging or broad. The garden had an expansive layout. The garden had an expansive layout. Aesthetic, aesthetic, meaning concerned with beauty or the appreciation of beauty. Concerned with beauty or the appreciation of beauty. The room's aesthetic was minimalist and serene. The room's aesthetic was minimalist and serene. Curiosity, curiosity, meaning a strong desire to learn or know something. A strong desire to learn or know something. His curiosity about the universe led him to study astrophysics. His curiosity about the universe led him to study astrophysics. Pessimism, pessimism, meaning the tendency to see the worst in situations and to expect the worst possible outcome. The tendency to see the worst in situations and to expect the worst possible outcome. Her pessimism made it difficult for her to see opportunities in adversity. Her pessimism made it difficult for her to see opportunities in adversity. Emphasize, emphasize, meaning to give special attention or importance to something, often to highlight its significance. To give special attention or importance to something, often to highlight its significance. The teacher wanted to emphasize the importance of regular practice in mastering a new language. The teacher wanted to emphasize the importance of regular practice in mastering a new language. Permanence, permanence, meaning the quality or state of lasting or remaining unchanged indefinitely. The quality or state of lasting or remaining unchanged indefinitely. The permanence of the building structure is evident after years of wear and tear. The permanence of the building structure is evident after years of wear and tear. Divergence, divergence, meaning the process or state of diverging or moving apart, especially in terms of ideas or paths. The process or state of diverging or moving apart, especially in terms of ideas or paths. The two theories showed divergence in their conclusions. The two theories showed divergence in their conclusions. Reciprocal. Reciprocal. Meaning, given or felt by each towards the other. Mutual. Given or felt by each towards the other. Mutual. Their relationship was built on a reciprocal understanding and respect. Their relationship was built on a reciprocal understanding and respect. Meticulous. Meticulous. Meaning, showing great attention to detail, especially in arranging or doing something. Showing great attention to detail, especially in arranging or doing something. The chef was meticulous in the preparation of each dish. The chef was meticulous in the preparation of each dish. Ubiquitous. Ubiquitous. Meaning, present, appearing, or found everywhere. Present, appearing, or found everywhere. Smartphones have become ubiquitous in modern society, with nearly everyone owning one. Smartphones have become ubiquitous in modern society, with nearly everyone owning one. Obediently. Obediently. Meaning, willingly complying with orders or requests, submissively following directions. Willingly complying with orders or requests, submissively following directions. The dog sat obediently beside its owner, waiting for further instructions. The dog sat obediently beside its owner, waiting for further instructions. Sabbatical. Sabbatical. Meaning, a period of time for rest, research, or professional development away from regular work duties. A period of time for rest, research, or professional development away from regular work duties. After 10 years of teaching, she took a sabbatical to explore new educational techniques abroad. After 10 years of teaching, she took a sabbatical to explore new educational techniques abroad. Perpetuate. Perpetuate. Meaning, to make something continue indefinitely, especially something undesirable or harmful. To make something continue indefinitely, especially something undesirable or harmful. The new law aims to perpetuate social inequalities if not addressed properly. The new law aims to perpetuate social inequalities if not addressed properly. Mystifying. Mystifying. Meaning, confusing or bewildering, making something seem mysterious or hard to understand. Confusing or bewildering, making something seem mysterious or hard to understand. The magician's mystifying trick left the audience in awe, unable to figure out how it was done. The magician's mystifying trick left the audience in awe, unable to figure out how it was done. Legitimate. Legitimate. Meaning, valid or justified according to the law, rules or standards. Valid or justified according to the law, rules or standards. The company's concerns were legitimate given the recent financial setbacks. The company's concerns were legitimate given the recent financial setbacks. Convergence. Convergence. Meaning, the process of coming together or merging at a point or into a single entity. the process of coming together or merging at a point or into a single entity. The conference saw the convergence of experts from around the world. The conference saw the convergence of experts from around the world. Trepidation. Trepidation. Meaning, a state of fear or anxiety about something that may happen. A state of fear or anxiety about something that may happen. She approached the stage with trepidation, uncertain of how the audience would react. She approached the stage with trepidation, uncertain of how the audience would react. Discrepancy. Discrepancy. Meaning, a lack of compatibility or similarity between two or more facts or results. A lack of compatibility or similarity between two or more facts or results. There was a noticeable discrepancy between the budgeted and actual costs. There was a noticeable discrepancy between the budgeted and actual costs. Camaraderie. Camaraderie. Meaning, a feeling of friendship, trust, and community among people who spend a lot of time together. A feeling of friendship, trust, and community among people who spend a lot of time together. The camaraderie among the team members contributed to their success. The camaraderie among the team members contributed to their success. Symmetrical. Symmetrical. Meaning, having balanced proportions or similar elements on either side of a central axis. Having balanced proportions or similar elements on either side of a central axis. The building's architecture is perfectly symmetrical, creating a sense of harmony. The building's architecture is perfectly symmetrical, creating a sense of harmony. Adolescence. Adolescence. Meaning, the transitional stage of physical and psychological development between childhood and adulthood. The transitional stage of physical and psychological development between childhood and adulthood. During adolescence, teenagers experience significant changes in their emotions and identity. During adolescence, teenagers experience significant changes in their emotions and identity. Egotistical. Egotistical. Meaning, excessively self-centered or absorbed in one's own thoughts and feelings, often to the point of disregarding others. Excessively self-centered or absorbed in one's own thoughts and feelings, often to the point of disregarding others. His egotistical behavior made it difficult for others to collaborate with him effectively. His egotistical behavior made it difficult for others to collaborate with him effectively. Incredulous. Incredulous. Meaning, unable or unwilling to believe something, skeptical or doubting. Unable or unwilling to believe something, skeptical or doubting. She looked at him with an incredulous expression when he claimed he had seen a UFO. She looked at him with an incredulous expression when he claimed he had seen a UFO. Coincidence. Coincidence. Meaning, a chance occurrence of events happening at the same time. a chance occurrence of events happening at the same time. It was a coincidence that we wore the same outfit. It was a coincidence that we wore the same outfit. Fundamental, fundamental, meaning forming the essential or core part of something, basic and necessary. Forming the essential or core part of something, basic and necessary. Understanding grammar is fundamental to learning a new language. Understanding grammar is fundamental to learning a new language. Perseverance, perseverance, meaning persistent effort and determination to achieve something despite difficulties. Persistent effort and determination to achieve something despite difficulties. His perseverance led to the successful completion of the challenging project. His perseverance led to the successful completion of the challenging project. Contemptuous, contemptuous, meaning showing deep disrespect or disdain for something or someone. Showing deep disrespect or disdain for something or someone. His remarks were filled with contemptuous laughter, making everyone uncomfortable. His remarks were filled with contemptuous laughter, making everyone uncomfortable. Anticipation, anticipation, meaning expectation or prediction of something in the future. Expectation or prediction of something in the future. The audience showed great anticipation as the speaker took the stage. The audience showed great anticipation as the speaker took the stage. Entanglement, entanglement, meaning the state of being twisted or caught together in something complicated. The state of being twisted or caught together in something complicated. The investigation revealed a web of entanglement in the financial dealings. The investigation revealed a web of entanglement in the financial dealings. Acquaintance, acquaintance, meaning a person one knows slightly but who is not a close friend. A person one knows slightly but who is not a close friend. I ran into an old acquaintance at the cafe and we spent the afternoon catching up. I ran into an old acquaintance at the cafe and we spent the afternoon catching up. Unparalleled, unparalleled, meaning having no equal or being unmatched in quality or extent. Having no equal or being unmatched in quality or extent. Her talent in composing music is unparalleled in the industry. Her talent in composing music is unparalleled in the industry. Astronomical, astronomical, meaning extremely large or immense in size or quantity. Extremely large or immense in size or quality. The cost of building the space station was astronomical. The cost of building the space station was astronomical. Extravaganza, extravaganza, meaning a lavish or elaborate event, performance or production, often featuring extravagant elements. A lavish or elaborate event, performance or production, often featuring extravagant elements. The fashion show was a glamorous extravaganza that showcased stunning designs. The fashion show was a glamorous extravaganza that showcased stunning designs. Unexpectedly, unexpectedly, meaning happening or coming without prior notice or expectation. Surprising. Happening or coming without prior notice or expectation. Surprising. The package arrived unexpectedly on my doorstep, catching me completely off guard. The package arrived unexpectedly on my doorstep, catching me completely off guard. Adjectively, adjectively, meaning in a manner related to or involving adjectives, or used to describe something. In a manner related to or involving adjectives, or used to describe something. The sentence was adjectively rich, with numerous descriptive words enhancing the imagery. The sentence was adjectively rich, with numerous descriptive words enhancing the imagery. Embellishment, embellishment, meaning a decorative detail added to enhance appearance. A decorative detail added to enhance appearance. The storyteller added a bit of embellishment to make the tale more exciting. The storyteller added a bit of embellishment to make the tale more exciting. Dissemination, dissemination, meaning the act of spreading information widely. The act of spreading information widely. The organization focused on the dissemination of educational resources. The organization focused on the dissemination of educational resources. Consolidation, consolidation, meaning the act of combining things to form a single, unified whole. The act of combining things to form a single, unified whole. The company underwent consolidation, merging its branches for better efficiency. The company underwent consolidation, merging its branches for better efficiency. Perpendicular, perpendicular, meaning at an angle of 90 degrees to a given line or surface. At an angle of 90 degrees to a given line or surface. The walls of the building were perpendicular to the floor. The walls of the building were perpendicular to the floor. Configuration, configuration, meaning the arrangement or setup of parts in a particular form or structure. The arrangement or setup of parts in a particular form or structure. The new software had a more user-friendly configuration. The new software had a more user-friendly configuration. Hypercritical, hypercritical, meaning overly critical or judgmental. Overly critical or judgmental. She was hypercritical of her own performance in the competition. She was hypercritical of her own performance in the competition. Conceptualize, conceptualize, meaning to form an idea or concept of something in the mind. To form an idea or concept of something in the mind. The artist was able to conceptualize a unique vision for the painting before starting. The artist was able to conceptualize a unique vision for the painting before starting. Metamorphosis. Metamorphosis, meaning a transformation or dramatic change in form or structure. A transformation or dramatic change in form or structure. The caterpillar underwent metamorphosis into a butterfly. The caterpillar underwent metamorphosis into a butterfly. Heterogeneous. Heterogeneous, meaning diverse in character or content. Diverse in character or content. The research team consisted of a heterogeneous group of experts. The research team consisted of a heterogeneous group of experts. Conscientious. Conscientious, meaning wishing to do what is right, especially to do one's work or duty well and thoroughly. Wishing to do what is right, especially to do one's work or duty well and thoroughly. She is a conscientious worker who always ensures every detail is perfect. She is a conscientious worker who always ensures every detail is perfect.